Jake, what do you got for your favorite non-quarterback fantasy relevant position group out of this rookie class?
I will take tight end. I agreed with everything Tyler had to say about the running back class. I mean, it's as deep as I can remember in Dynasty rookie drafts. But in terms of the tight ends, the three of us talked about this a few weeks ago. What is there, 10 tight ends that have been drafted in the first round of the last 10 or 12 years? And, how many of those were fantasy relevant? That's another conversation. But I say that because you look at Michael Mayer from Notre Dame, you look at Dalton Kincaid. Utah by way of University of San Diego, FCS school. And then you have, let's see, I'm missing two others. Let's see, where am I going?
Darnell Washington.
Thank you, from Georgia. And then there's one other. Luke Musgrave, grandson of Bill Curry at Oregon State. All of those guys I've seen in a mock somewhere that could go around. And probably in the first 63 picks, since that it's not 64 picks in the first two rounds, compliments of the Miami Dolphins. But that's really exciting because if you're telling me that we could have three or four tight ends drafted in the first 50 or so NFL picks, that's pretty special. I mean, I think that's telling of where the strength is of this class. So if there is opportunity in a dynasty rookie draft to get your hands on one of these running backs in the middle or late second round, it's hard not to take that chance because some of these guys, and we know that tight end is probably, it could be one of the hardest positions in all of football to learn because it usually takes 2 to 3 years to really hone the skill set from a blocking and receiving perspective. So I think I'm really excited to hear that you've got 3 or 4 prospects that could go in as high as the first round, depending on who you get. You ask, it could be Washington from Georgia or Musgrave based on traits. Mayer from Notre Dame is the best all-around tight end. The best receiving tight end threat is Kincaid. So, I mean, there's just a lot to offer with this tight end class, and not to mention your boy Chew from Iowa, Sam Laporta. So
Laporta.
And I'm missing another handful of guys that probably could go on day 2, which is very telling about this class. And you, of all people, know the tight end class this year better than anybody else. But I think that top tier is just so much deeper than it usually is. One guy that you've got your eye on in the first 2 rounds of a dynasty rookie draft, super flex or not. And this year, you could argue there are 4 easy targets at least.
But yeah, looking at the depth of both the running backs and the tight ends, I think is incredibly exciting. And, 2 positions, almost the polar opposite. A running back, you're going to want them to produce on that first contract because you have a little to no confidence that you'd want to comfortably pay them for that second contract. And the tight end being something where, you may have to scheme them, especially if they're a pass catching specialist, scheme them to where they can just get the ball, maybe like an Isaiah Likely, how, an unbelievable talent out of college, but we weren't sure how that was going to translate. And he went to the tight end factory in Baltimore and got plenty of opportunities behind Mark Andrews. So, yeah, I'm definitely with you on both of those. And, I mean, with looking back at the tight end classes over the last couple of years, you got McBride last year, Pitts and Pat Freiermuth the year before, Kmet before that, Hawkinson, Fant, Irv Smith, and Drew Sample. I completely forgot that Drew Sample got drafted in the first 2 rounds. And before that was Hayden Hurst, Mike Gesicki, and Dallas Goedert, which is a very, very solid draft there. So if we're looking at a couple of these guys who could be first and, I mean, even second round draft picks is pretty incredible, especially given I saw some landing spots being the Packers, the Chargers, the Bengals. Again, all teams that are very strong offenses and that are also in need of a tight end. So I think that could benefit greatly from any one of these guys going there.